Hello, everybody. My name is Sniping is Fun, and this is going to be a somewhat quick, somewhat in depth, depends, video for all of you for October 2024 for Halloween. Part of my celebrating October 2024 videos this year, outside the live streams. And there's just something I kind of wanted to do this year. I don't think I've ever specifically tackled this topic in terms of Halloween for me over the years on my channel. And I've tackled different topics of my past life and years ago and years before I ever even touched YouTube. But I want to talk about my history with Halloween, my memories, costumes, stuff that's basically went on, which for the most part, unlike probably a lot of you guys probably have done a whole lot more than I have, but life experiences, I guess. Basically, for me, Halloween, up to about the end of elementary school was when I stopped doing trick-or-treating. Like 5th grade, for those that don't, maybe outside of America, have different things than elementary school, middle school / junior high, and high school. Around 5th grade was the last time I really went trick-or-treating. I think for a couple years here and there after that, went with younger cousins when they trick-or-treat, but like once or twice. It wasn't anything major. It was mostly going to like family events and seeing their costumes, and they go out trick-or-treating while I stayed, stuff like that kind of happened. But that doesn't mean I stopped dressing up in costume, when I stopped trick-or-treating. I did stop around 8th grade, around the end of middle school, junior high, was when I stopped, dressing up in costumes. I would love to get back into doing that, and I've been wanting to do that on and off for years, but high school was its own thing. College was even worse, and outside in the workforce, more so than anything. So pretty much at this point in time, unless my family comes and kicks me in the butt and drags me with them and gets me to go with them, my next chance to probably ever dress up in costume is when I'm eventually a parent and have to go with my kids trick-or-treating. So that's basically been that. But that doesn't mean after I stopped dressing up, I didn't celebrate. Like we had, like I said, some family or friend get-togethers, like neighbor get-togethers. Usually there was times like during high school when neighbors came over, we ordered a pizza, we passed out candy. I remember one time, me and my one friend, neighbor kid that used to live around me, we would sit outside in front of the house and pass out candy to the kids that came by. Back when kids actually did come by and walk around and trick-or-treat around our house. If you want to see, look out there. Look out there, it's upside down. There's no kids that come by practically anymore. But back then, kids did come by, and we would pass out candy, we'd pass out chips, we'd pass out a bunch of stuff. So even when I wasn't trick-or-treating, I was getting involved in trick-or-treating for a couple years, because we'd give chips and candy to the kids that came by. And then the only things after that, pretty much, like maybe parties at college, because they did have candy and little get-togethers when I was in college, here and there. And then when I started working, I was at Kroger and whatnot, they sometimes would have little get-togethers. Mostly it was a day crew thing, and I was on night crew, and they didn't really seem to care about us that much. But sometimes some things were going down in the store, and we kind of got involved and whatnot. So yeah, Halloween for me lately has been that's why I've been doing stuff with my YouTube channel. I want to kind of celebrate and do stuff with my YouTube channel, like the live streams and the videos and the top 10s and whatnot. So I want to do something to at least celebrate it, like the little shorts and top 10s and live streams and whatnot, because obviously I don't really get out too much lately to be able to do stuff totally, celebrate with a group of people, at least on and off. But yeah, I stopped trick-or-treating probably around like 5th grade, maybe 6th. I think it was 5th though. You want to know what the last costume I wore was? This is a memory of mine that's really crazy. Like when I was in 8th grade, finishing off middle school, and that Halloween, which was 2003, I went as a hobo. I decided to dress up as a hobo. Me and my mom went to a local like Value World. We got some clothes, cut it up. I went all dressed up as a hobo, and that was around the time that, for those of you wrestling fans out there, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain came out after school that day, which Halloween conveniently fell on a Friday that week, because I hardly rented games during the week because, homework and whatnot. We went right after school, me dressed up as a hobo still, to Blockbuster, and I rented SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, and I love that game. It was probably still, to this day, one of my favorite wrestling games. And that was a hobo. 7th grade, I was a pirate. I was a pirate a few times. I was a pirate once or twice in elementary school, too. And then I was a hippie in 6th grade. One of the funniest things about that is I forgot my lunch that day. Had to go talk to the teacher, go up to the office, got some pizza from them. Then my grandma drives up and brings my lunch to me. So I had to give pizza to people at the lunch table. Yeah, that was a trip. My first year in middle school, and I freaking forget my lunch on Halloween. 5th grade, the funniest thing, the last time I went trick-or-treating, I was the blue M&M, which I forgot that M&Ms used to have, like, the costumes in, for Halloween and whatnot. I was the blue M&M, and I think for 4th grade, I was probably, like, Robin Hood or something. I was a pirate, like, once or twice, but I was Robin Hood throughout. Because, like, a handful of times, because I had an aunt that actually made me the costumes. She would make costumes for her kids, and then she'd make stuff for me. And I was almost always Robin Hood. And then in terms of before that, I don't really remember too much other costumes I was. I know I was Batman once or twice. And like my memory from back then, I have a good memory for a lot of things. But some of that stuff back then, I don't exactly remember what I was for Halloween. But I know I was Robin Hood a few times. I know I was Batman once or twice. And then the blue M&M, somewhere else in between before that. And then a hippie, a pirate, and then a hobo. And that's my history of costumes. That's my history of going out for trick-or-treating and what I practically did after it. And, oh yeah, I remember one time, okay, this would have been, it was middle school. It was probably 6th or 7th grade. We went up to a local park and they had like the haunted maze thing. So I remember doing at least that once or twice. I've been to a haunted house once or twice. I've done stuff with family and friends, neighbors and whatnot. It's a mixed bag in terms of what I did, which compared to what probably a lot of you did is probably not a whole hell of a lot. But hey, that's Halloween for me, and at least as of now. And then going forward, I don't know where YouTube will take me. I don't know where eventually a family will take me and have my own kids and trick-or-treating and the candy and the spooky Halloween like ornaments. My mom reluctantly actually still decorates for Halloween. And that's kind of on me telling her to, you should decorate. And last year she did pretty damn good with it. This year she's about the same. That's partially on me. She mostly decorates for Christmas. But I kind of pushed her a little bit. You should decorate for other stuff too, like Halloween. Because it's just fun. It's just like the little aspects of it. And then seeing like all the ornaments and the decorations and stuff that people have outside their houses, like all these skeletons and all these. Me going just walking around here, seeing neighbors' houses, and they just have stuff decorated on them down in the neighborhood and whatnot. It's crazy. But yeah, that's about it for this video. It's about 8 minutes or so right now. Just the history that I kind of had. A few little memories here and there that I want to share to all of you. And stay tuned for more Halloween and October-esque videos coming soon, because Halloween's next week. And you'll be seeing more from me. I know I started off slow. I know this year's not as big pushed as I did last year. But I'll make up for it, especially hopefully next year and in between and stuff that's not during Halloween. So my name is Snipers Fun Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. And enjoy Halloween in October, everybody. We're almost there.